If you have Fusion Deployment and aluber, you should activate Fusion Deployment and special summon Cartesia first, then normal summon. Why? Because if aluber activate effect and enemy has imperm or effect failure, we could dodge it. Next step, we could add branded fusion, then use it to fuse into Albion Red. Next step, we could special summon Bestial Rebellion by tributing Albion Red, then place branded in Lost and Spell Trap Zone. Then we could fuse into Grungino using aluber and Cartesia as material. Since we are successfully summoned a fusion monster, we could also trigger branded in Lost effect to add any card that mention Albaz. Then we could send Gimmick Puppet to graveyard by the effect of Grungino. Remember to dechain block so Ash can't negate our first activation. Since I had Shrouded Black Avian, I could use his effect to send branded Retribution to graveyard and draw one card. So we can end this turn, but remember, always keep toggle on. At end phase, we could activate Albion Red to add branded in red to our hand. Don't place at Spell Trap Zone. This is why I keep my toggle on, because I can activate branded in red even at the end of phase. Fusing into Albion White by adding Albaz first to our hand, and use Albaz as material, and Grungino, because Grungino is spellcaster monster, not dragon, so the material requirement for Albion White is fulfilled. Then adding back Cartesia to our hand. At draw phase, we could activate Albion White effect to special summon Gimmick Puppet on opponent field, then aluber to our field. Once Gimmick Puppet is special summoned to opponent field, he can't do any special summon monster. Then we could activate aluber effect to add any branded spell or trap card. Now I will try to explain to card combo, Fusion Deployment and branded opening. First, we could activate Fusion Deployment and special summon Cartesia. Then we could activate branded opening and special summon aluber by discarding one card from the hand. If opponent has imperm or effect Valor that target aluber while he activate effect, we could dodge it with Cartesia quick effect. Add branded fusion to the hand by aluber effect. Activating branded fusion to fuse into Albion Red by using Albaz and Bestial Rebellion as material. Then, like previous video, don't activate Albion Red effect, just click cancel. We could tribute Albion Red to special summon Bestial Rebellion, then place branded in Lost on Spell and Trap Zone. Remember, this is our main card combo. Since we already have branded Lost on field, so we could activate Cartesia effect to fuse into Grungino using aluber and Cartesia as material. We could add Quem using branded in Lost White Quem, because we could use Quem effect later on opponent turn, and don't forget to send Gimmick Puppet to graveyard using Grungino effect. Since we still don't perform normal summon yet, we can normal summon Quem and send Albaz on D. Why Albaz? I need 2 Albaz for breaking enemy board. On next turn, 1 Albaz is for branded in red, second Albaz is for breaking a board, then click end phase. In previous video, I show you how to use branded in red at end phase. Now I will show you how to activate branded in red on opponent turn. Just place branded in red on spell trap zone. I decide to not add Cartesia, but actually you can add it if you want. At opponent draw phase we could activate branded in red by adding Albaz to the hand, then do fusion monsters into Albi in red using Albaz and Grungino as material. Since there is fusion monster leaving from extra card, we could trigger both of Branded in Lost and Quem effects. Branded in Lost will add any card that mention Albs, and Quem will special summon back Cartesia. Then we could also chain block with Albi and white effect to special summon Gimmick, Puppet on opponent field and Albaz on our side. With 3 chain block, Ash can't negate the activation of Branded in Lost. Then we could activate Albaz to fuse into Lubellion Soaring Dragon using Albaz and Gimmick Puppet as material. No need to worry since the effect of Gimmick Puppet already applies. Then we can follow up to fuse into Mirror Jade using Lubellion Soaring effect. This is an optional, but I recommend you to use Lubellion Soaring Dragon as material. Why? Because it can give us free space if we use him as material fusion. Now if you didn't use Lubellion Soaring Dragon as material, your board probably full like my board. If you have Gold Sarcophagus and Branded in high, remember to activate Gold Sarcophagus first. We can send Mercurier to banishment, then activating his effect to add Cartesia. Why Cartesia? Since Cartesia is main part combo to send Gimmick Puppet later to graveyard. Then we could activate Branded in high effect to send Titulum to graveyard and add Albaz to the hand, then send another Albaz to graveyard. Why? Because I need one Albaz and need to special summon Cartesia. Since I don't have Branded Fusion, we could activate Cartesia effect to fuse into Grungino using Despian Tragedy as material fusion. Why? Because when Despian Tragedy is sent to graveyard and allow me to add aluber. Then we could send Gimmick Puppet to graveyard by the effect of Grungino, then chain block with Tragedy effect, so Ash can negate the first activation. Since I don't do normal summon monster yet, I can normal summon aluber, then add Branded Fusion to my hand. Activating Branded Fusion to fuse into Albi in red using Albaz and Bestial Lubellion as material. Don't activate Albi in red effect. We can special summon Bestial Lubellion by tributing Albi in red, then place Branded in Lost. Now we can play at the end phase. Remember the sequence of the activation. First activate Cartesia back to the hand, then activating Titulum effect to special summon Quem. Once Quem is special summoned, he could send any card that mention Albaz to graveyard. In this case I will send Branded Retribution. For the last activation, we could activate Albi in red and add Branded in red to hand, then activating it to special summon Lubellion Soaring Dragon using Albaz and aluber as material. Since since aluber has dark attribute. Then activating Rebellion Soaring Dragon effect by sending Cartesia to graveyard, and fuse into Mirror Jade using Soaring Dragon and Albaz as material. Since there is a fusion monster, we could activate Branded in Lost and Quem effect. Branded in Lost will add Mercurier for negate any monster effect, and Quem will special summon Cartesia from graveyard. This is why I send Cartesia to graveyard using Soaring Dragon. At main phase, we could activate Cartesia effect to fuse into Albioj White, using Albaz and Cartesia as material. Don't activate Quem effect. If I activate Quem effect, my board will full and probably Albi and White effect can't be used. Now activate Albi and White effect to special summon Gimmick Puppet on enemy side, and Albaz on our side. Then we could activate Albaz effect to fuse into Rebellion Soaring Dragon, using Albaz and Gimmick Puppet add material. Then activating Branded Lost to add another Mercurier, since other Mercurier will be sent by Soaring Dragon effect to graveyard to fuse into Verdapent Drugos Rebellion. Thanks for watching.